So, hello, my dear students. So, in this video, we will cover while loop and some program based on while loop. So, while loop mostly we will use when number of iterations are not fixed. So, if you will see the syntax, this is the syntax of while loop. This first line, loop variable initialization, second line while, and in between these brackets we will write the test condition. Now here this bracket representing the body of the loop. Here it represents the statements that we want to execute again and again, and this is very important, loop variable updation. Now just try to understand. Here, loop variable updation must be within the loop body. Within the loop body. In the previous video, we have done for loop. In for loop, there was different structure for updating the video, but it is mandatory in while loop to update the loop variable within the loop body. Now, if you will see the first program, sample program, write a program to print the numbers from 11 to 15. So you can see that I have written a class test, then main method I have written. Now, this, if you will compare this syntax with this program, this line representing over here. Loop variable initialization. Initialization means we will set the starting point for the loop. So I have written I is equal to 11. Why I have written 11? Because I want to print the number from 11 to 15. So my starting point for the loop will be 11. Now this second line, while I less than equal to 15, while we will write as it is with W small, and it represents the test condition. Why I have written here 15? Because maximum value of I can be 15. Once it will be more than 15, it will be terminating. So system.out.println of I, this, and if you will see the loop variable updation, this is the I plus plus. Now how this loop will execute? When I value will be 11 at the beginning, it will come over here, second line, in this line it will check while I means 11 less than equal to 15. 11 less than equal to 15, true. If it is true, it will go inside the loop body. So here also it will be same. If the condition will be true, then only loop body will execute. If the condition will be false, loop body will not execute. Now 11 less than equal to 15, condition true. System.out.println of I. So what will be printed on the screen as output? 11. Now in the second step, I plus plus. It means I value will be incrementing by 1. So I will become now 12. So from here again it will come back. Now again it will check the condition. Now I less than equal to 15. I value is what for this iteration? 12. So how condition will be checked? 12 less than equal to 15. Condition is true. If condition is true, again it will repeat the same process. I will be printed. So what will be printed on the screen? 12. Next time again it will, as I already told, loop will terminate only when this condition will give false. Until and unless this condition will be returning true, it will be repeating the same, it will be executing the same lines of code again and again. Now I will be 13 for the third iteration. Now 13, again condition will be checked. 13 less than equal to 15, condition true. So what will be printed on the screen? 13. Next time I will be updated, I will become now 14. Again condition will be checked. 14 less than equal to 15, condition true. If it is true, again I will be printed, 14 will be the output. Next time I will be 15, 15 less than equal to 15, condition true. So what will be printed on the screen? 15. Next time I will be 16. After printing 15, it will update the I value will become a 16. So again it will come back over here, 16 less than equal to 15, condition will be false. Once the condition will be false, it will come out of the loop. This bracket represents the ending of the loop. So after this loop we have not written anything, so it means my program execution will stop. So this is the normal program, just for a sample program to print the number from 11 to 15. So I hope you will understand this. So next program we will discuss, we will accept a number from the user and we will print its digits. For example, I will accept a number 438. The output will be 834, means its each digit will be printed in the new line. So here in this program you must know about this modulus operator and division operator. This is very important in this program. Now modulus, as you already know that this will give the remainder. Modulus will give you the remainder, or in other words you can say it will extract the digits. If you will take modulus with 10, it will extract the last one digit. If you will take modulus of a number by 100, it will extract the last two digits. So it will give a remainder after dividing two numbers. But this division will give quotient after dividing two numbers. After dividing two numbers. Example, if I will take a number n equal to 532, if I will write d equal to n mod 10, so what will happen? If you will divide it by 10, so 532 divided by 10, so what is the remainder? 2. So n mod 10 for n is equal to 532 will give you last digit, means remainder will be 2, or generally we are saying that if you will take n mod 10, it will give you the last digit. Now in another word, for example, I am having one variable d1, n mod 100. Now this statement will give you the last two digits. You can see that how it will give you two digits. Now here, what is the meaning of this statement? You will divide n by 100. Whatever the remainder will come, that will be stored in variable d1. So 532 divided by 100. So what is the remainder? 32. So remember one thing, when you will take mod with 10, it will give you last one digit. When you will take mod with 100, it will give you last two digits. When you will take mod with 1000, it will give you the last three digits. Now in the same way, if you will understand this division operator, n equal to 532 and d is equal to n divided by 10. So here what will happen? Quotient will be stored. This will give you the quotient. Division will give you the quotient. So in other words, what you can say, that it will delete the last digit. It will remove the last digit. So you can see practically also 532 divided by 10. So here, as I already told, division operator will give you the quotient after dividing a two number. So you can see that this remainder will be 2, but what it will give you? 53. So if you will write n mod 10, you will get the answer 53. But in the same way, when I will write n modulus 10, you will get the last digit as a 2. So just try to understand the difference between these two operators. Both the operators are very important to understand this program. So you can see now I have accepted a number n. Now in the loop I have written n greater than 0. Now d equal to n mod 10. So d equal to n modulus 10. For example, I will enter n value 438. Assume. Now how condition will be checked? First n greater than 0. You can write first n. Now n greater than 0. Now d is equal to n mod 10 and output. So n value, as I already told, suppose user will enter 438. So how this loop, in loop how condition will be checked? 438 greater than 0. Is it true? Yes. So what will happen? It will go in the next line within the loop body. Within the loop body I have written the statement d is equal to n modulus 10. So d equal to 438 modulus 10. So modulus 10 means it will give you the last digit. So what will be the value of d? D value will be 8. System.out.println d. So what will be the output? 8 will be the output. Now this will be the first iteration. Now this statement is, now till now you have seen that updation we were doing either by I plus plus or either by I minus minus. But this statement also representing the updation statement. How? N divided by 10. So what I have told, in the case of division operator, it will delete the last digit. So when n divided by 10 means last digit will be removed, and after removing it will be stored in the same variable n. It means n is 438. So from 438 what will be removed? 8. Now what will be stored under n? 43. So from here again condition will go in the test condition. Again control will go in the test condition part. So 43 greater than 0. Again it is true. Again it will come within the loop body. Now d equal to 43 mod 10. So modulus 10 means last digit. So what is the last digit in n? 3. So d value will be 3. So after 8, what will be printed as the output? 3 will be the output. Now again next statement, again last digit will be removed. So what will left? 4. Now next iteration will be performed with n equal to 4. Again control will come over here. Condition will be checked. 4 greater than 0. Condition true. Now d equal to 4 mod 10. Remember one thing, mod of a digit always be a digit itself. I'm saying digit, not a number. Digit means 1 to 9. So what will be the output of 4 mod 10? Output will be 4. So what will be printed on the console? 4 will be the output on the console. Now next statement, last digit will be removed, only one digit is left. So what will be stored under n now? 0. Now condition will be checked. 0 greater than 0. condition false. Now first time you will get false over here. When here you will get false, loop will stop. So when loop will stop, it will come directly out of this bracket. After this bracket, nothing we have written. So what will happen? Your program execution will stop. So this is a output, means whatever the number we will enter, whether it is a 2-digit number or 5-digit number or 6-digit number, these 3 lines will be same. This is the specialty of a loops concept in a Java programming language. So next program we will discuss sum of digits of a number. It means we will accept a number from the user. So this statement, as I already told, to accept a number will be whatever the number entered by the user will be stored in a n variable. Now this d variable I have declared, and s also I have declared with the starting value 0. Now again condition, I have written the dry run table also for the same program. N is equal to 0. Now suppose I am taking n 932. So how this condition will be checked? 932 greater than 0. Condition true. If it is true, next statement will be executed. So what will be the value of d in this case? N mod 10. N mod 10 means 932 mod 10. So 932 mod 10 means last digit you will get. So last digit is what? 2. So d equal to 932 mod 10, which is equal to 2. Now next statement, s is equal to s plus d. Now s equal to, what is the initial value of s? 0. 0 plus d value is what? 2. So what will be the value of s for the first iteration? 2. Now next time n is equal to n divided by 10. It means last digit will be removed. So 93 will left under n. So second iteration will be n equal to 93. Now again condition will be checked. 93 greater than 0. Condition true. Now d equal to n mod 10. N mod 10 means 93 mod 10. 93 mod 10 means last digit. So what will be the output? 93 mod 10, which is equal to 3. Now s is equal to, previous value of s is what? 2. Current value of d is 3. 2 plus 3, 5. So this was the second iteration. Now again n value will be decreased by 1 digit. So what will left under n? 9. So after here again it will go in the test condition, 9 greater than 0, true. D is equal to 9 mod 10. Mod of digit with the 10 is equal to digit itself. So d 9 mod 10 means 9. S is equal to, previous value of s is 5 plus current value of d is 9. So 14. Next time last digit again removed. So what will left now? 0. 0 greater than 0, condition false. So it will come out of the loop. Out of the loop I have written one statement, system.out.println of sum of digit plus s. So what is the value of s? 14. Now digits are 9, 3 and 2. What is the addition of all these 3 digits? 14. So it means your program calculated the sum of digit in a correct way. So what will be the output in this case? Output will be 14. So this is the program to print the sum of digits.